Hi, welcome to Real Talk with Bridget. And I'd recorded this video many times over and haven't posted it yet. It got stuck in editing and whatnot. And I'm going to re record it now. Today is June 24th. Yesterday, the Supreme Court passed down ruling on guns. And maybe about half an hour ago, they passed on a ruling about women's rights and about abortion. And I'd read a lot of the opinion. I've still not completed it because as I read it, I get fairly angry. I'll be honest. I do have a little slideshow to put together with it, but I let me just put my feelings out right now, and I'm devastated, heartbroken, angry, so angry. Um, because the exact same argument that they used for guns and allowing people to carry them is the same exact argument that they used for not allowing a woman to have control over her own body. And and it's the same argument they're going to use because they're saying in this argument that no one has a right to privacy. And to be honest, we do. We do. Um, I believe that the Supreme Court is completely corrupt. I honestly think that we should impeach them, impeach Thomas, definitely, especially after everything that's happened with his wife. Um, Definitely Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett. Which Amy Coney Barrett, if you're really, really a constitutionalist, then technically you shouldn't be allowed to work. You shouldn't have any rights at all. You shouldn't be outside of the house, and you should be at home taking care of your children. Because that's exactly what you're telling other women, that that's their place instead, and you're here in this position. Um, and they're disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm angry. I am angry because they've these decisions seem to lack common sense, and you can't equate today 2022 to the 13th century, to the 1200s, to the 1700s. And you know what? Abortion was freaking happening back then, and it was okay. It was just men weren't dealing with it, and there weren't any real police enforcement, right? That happened after the Civil War. That's when policing started happening and people going to jail, really. I mean, before that, you might have a local sheriff or something. But even then, like, you might have somebody, like a judge would be shared between many towns and communities and whatnot. But it would come down to, this is what happened within the community, and it's their family, and as long as they're not harming anybody else, then what difference does it make? um and it's basically, and all of these decisions are really saying that guns matter more than women. um and I'm sorry for being emotional. It's devastating because so much of this is rooted in racism and sexism, and it's going to be harder for women to find jobs that are of breeding, I guess, age, right? Because that's all we are now to you, is a bunch of chattel and breeders. um but yeah, it's abortion is legalized in Ireland. They are as Catholic can be, and they saw a need for this. And yet America is putting together rights that equate with the Middle East is really, I mean, I don't know if you guys looked at the Taliban. You said, you know what? They got their shit together, like we want to copy them. But that's essentially what you're doing. And I feel sad for girls um, that are not going to be afforded an opportunity to have a life because, God forbid, somebody forces themselves on them or there's not anyone watching out for them. And at the age of 12 or 13, have to carry a child when their body isn't ready. Neither is their mind. I feel bad for any woman who is at risk of losing her womb or dying, and because she needs to get whatever rulings, passings, whatever, that she's not going to be able to get the health care she needs. And I'm sorry, I do keep looking away from the camera. I'm just trying to collect myself because this is all just reaction right now. I'm feeling saddened for all of the women that are supposed to follow us. Because we let them down. Like the women in the 60s and the 70s, they did so much work. The women in the 1920s did so much work. And we let them down. And we're letting down all future generations. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the world is less safe for you. I'm sorry that we couldn't hold the line. I'm sorry that we've allowed such corruption to happen. And yeah, hopefully we can fix this. Pardon me. Hopefully we can fix this, and it won't have to be this way for too long. In the meanwhile, I'm sorry. We've all been betrayed. We've been betrayed. And it comes down to basically, it's this crazy, I don't know what, religion, power struggle, whatever it is, that's taken over one part of the country. And even if your religion means something different or, whatever it is, right? You have a different religion or you have, whatever. You have different beliefs, but it's basically putting everyone's beliefs on top of one religion's beliefs on top of everyone. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what your choices are. There's no health care. There's no money going into federal programs for welfare, for adoption services, for foster care. These are all very underfunded areas. And it's just, I mean, this is going to make money for all of the private industries that sell products for pregnancy, for child rearing, for babies, for hospitals, for medicine, for prisons. It's just, you're creating a really terrible world. And the biggest thing here is when they say abortion isn't in the Constitution. Abortion wouldn't have been. It wasn't a term used at the time. I'll get into that in another video. I'm going to post this one like this because I need to put it out there. And if anybody else is feeling the same way and they want to have a talk. We can, like I'll do the Zoom thing, go live, and, we can have different women coming on and we can talk about abortion stories, about wombs, about menses, and about all of the real important things that nobody talks about and the things that we've been shamed to keep private. Oh, this isn't uplifting, and I'm really, really sorry. And it's not a rant. I'm feeling really sad. Um, and feeling a bit guilty because I do live abroad. I live in the United Kingdom, um, currently, and I always have hopes of my country being better, and I want to go back. And there's just so much that makes it so unsafe and so impossible. And it just, they broke my heart today. That's it. My heart is absolutely broken. So yeah, so if you want to do a live, we can do a live where we can all come together and talk about this. And yeah, let me know. And I'm hoping that my videos will be more informative and less mopey going here on out. So, wishing you all the best wherever you are in the world and letting you know that you matter. Take care.